Hi everybody, it's Traci from Downward Dog Rising. Welcome. And today, I'm wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving if you live in the US. And if you don't live in the US, then I wish you gratitude and being thankful. So that's what we celebrate here, and you have a feast. So let's all just join in gratitude and being thankful for who and what we have in our lives. So that's a good thing, I think, for all. All right. So join me. We're going to do yoga stretches tonight. And I ate too much. I made some vegetarian side dishes. So I had some good food. I'm stuffed. So I don't think I could really do a hardcore workout right now, ab workout. So let's do some yoga stretching to wind down our day. Okay, join me. Let's start. So I'm going to have you start off just by sitting on your mat. I'm going to ask you to crisscross your ankles and then just set your intention. Just feeling that gratitude, that peaceful bliss of just having appreciation of all that is, and just being thankful for what you have and the experiences that you've had, whether it's learning from them or gaining from them. At least you can grow. All right. Let's take a deep inhale here. Inhale. Bring hands together at your heart. Set your intention. Just being in gratitude. Being thankful and grateful. All right. What I want you to do here, I'm going to have you do a couple little shoulder shrugs. Lift shoulders straight to your ears and then slowly release. I want to get the tension out of your shoulders and neck. So you're just going to inhale, shrug up. Exhale, release. Inhale, shoulders shrug up. Exhale, release. 3 more, shrug them up. Release. 2 more, shrug your shoulders. Release. 1 more time, shrug up. And release. Excellent. Now roll them back. Lift, and then feel how they move down and back in a more favorable position. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, 2. And last one. Excellent. Let's go the opposite direction. Lift them up, come forward. Mine are crunching. We ideally don't want crunchiness in our shoulders, so we want to loosen up to get rid of that. 3 and 2. Excellent. Last one. Awesome. Now just tilt to one side. Tilt chin slightly up. Only do things that feel good. If you were to tilt your chin up and that bothers your neck, then stop. Now tilt chin slightly down. Just breathe in, breathe out. Come back center. Turn, tilt. Now, actually you don't have to turn. We're just going to keep our head straight. And then we're just going to tilt our ear towards shoulder. So you feel this side of the neck lengthen. So you're going to feel side of neck lengthen. Breathe. Now you're going to slowly tilt chin up. And then carefully tilt chin down. Just get a soft little release, side, back, and neck. And then slowly come back center. Okay. I'm going to ask you to extend your legs straight in front of you on your mat. And then this first thing that I want you to do, we're going to do a little half shoelace. So we're going to do a little Gomukhasana, cow face. We're going to do upper body and lower body together. Take the left knee Bring left knee over the right knee. Bottom foot is flexed. Now, if the left knee is the one bent over the right knee, what I want you to do, take your left palm and face it down in between the two shoulder blades, center of your back. Sit nice and tall. Now take your right hand, your palm faces out, away from you. And then that palm is gonna start reaching up between the two blades as this other palm is reaching down. And we're gonna sit tall and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Sitting tall, breathing in. And then exhale. Lateral ribs expand. You're gonna get into your heart and lung meridians. Sit tall. Feel your hip release. Back of thigh release. Sit nice and tall, you have it. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And softly, you're going to release your arms. Take an inhale, lengthen your entire spine. Exhale, gently bring your arms by sides. Keep elevating your heart. And you can either bring both hands underneath your bottom knee for support, or you can hinge a little deeper over your thighs, over the legs. Feel a deeper stretch along the back of your upper thigh, your hamstring, as well as your low back and your lateral hip and glutes. Keep stretching your heart through the arms, breathing in and breathing out. Lift your heart, hip hinge, keep spine lengthening. Breathing in and breathing out. Softening into your pose. Your mind meets resistance, just acknowledge it, observe, breathe into the tension, and then let it go. It's breathing in and breathing out, just let it go. Spine is long, hinge a little deeper if you can. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to take one more deep inhale here. And then rise top of head away from tailbone. Gently release that leg. Shake out your knees. And then we're going to take our other knee, crisscross it over. I'm going to turn and change directions. So we're just going to crisscross this right knee for our half shoelace over the left leg. So this foot's going to do a flexion, reach toes to sky. And then if your right knee is the one that's bent, what I want you to do here, you're going to take right hand, reach to sky, lengthen spine tall. Palm is coming down against your back. Lift up, elbow to sky. Now you take the left palm, which is going to palm reach away from you. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to really try to stretch our spine super tall right now. Breathing in, elbow to sky, flex your bottom foot. You could flex your top ankle too to open your hips more energetically. And you're just breathing in and breathing out. Sitting tall. That knee is crossed. Lengthen spine. Equal weight through each half of your pelvis. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Keep lengthening spine. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Spine is long. Opening up shoulders, mid-back. Let go of any tension. Gomukasana. Half shoelace. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel oppositional length in your spine. We're going to take another deep inhale here. Feel the entire spine lengthen. Feel that right hip stretch, left hamstring. One more deep inhale. And then gently release the arms. They might feel a little stiff as you take them out. Inhale, lengthen to sky. Exhale. Maybe bring hands directly under the knee. Elevate, lengthen spine, hip hinge. You can either have hands under your knee, or you can stretch towards the shin. You could reach towards your ankle, reach towards your foot, elevate your heart. Just stay here and breathe. Lift heart, hip hinge, that's it. Breathing in, feel the entire spine stretch apart. Exhale, just breathing in. So we're trying to avoid rounding our back. Keep pulling heart through the arms, lengthen. Hinge a little deeper if you can. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Get that lateral hip and glute, as well as your piriformis muscle. Side of hip, back upper thigh, hamstrings. Go a little deeper if you can. Breathing in and breathing out. Stretch apart. Acknowledge where you are right here and now in this moment. No judgment. Don't beat yourself up. Just be in acceptance. Slowly progressing over time. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And slowly rise up, head away from tailbone. Excellent. We're going to uncross that knee. Shake out your knees. Release the legs for a moment. Then we're going to do this little windshield wiper to get into the sides of your hips. So you just do this little windshield wiper from side to side. Get your hips, your back to stretch. Release for a moment. All right. Next, we're going to do a reverse plank. So I'm going to ask you to extend the legs out straight. Shoulders release away from ears. Press palms against the mat. You want to unweight the shoulder. Push from under the armpit. Press down. Lift up your heart so your collarbones really open wide. And then you're gonna like press your heels into the mat, tighten the core in, engage your glutes, lift and hold. 10, 9, keep using your glutes. 8, 7, and 6, and 5, lengthen. 4, lift heart. 3, and 2, and last one, and then gently come back to mat. Excellent. All right, this next one, take the bottoms of your feet together, and then we're gonna do a little Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana, a little butterfly stretch. Maybe the tops of your feet point upward. You wanna elevate up, sit tall. Just really lengthen so you can have gravity press down into those thighs. This is a wonderful hip opener. Just soften into the stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Those hips to release. Just rising up. No need to press down on your knees. Just think they're floating. They're floating through liquid, so they just gently are supported. And they just fall on their own. Just reaching through top of head. Just feeling balanced. Lengthening up. We're going to gently just reach forward. Hip hinge over the legs. Just go to where you can. You don't want to force anything. Breathing in, breathing out. Go a little deeper if you can. Keep lengthening spine apart. Feel that crease right in the front where the thigh joins into the hip, into the acetabulum. If you could go all the way to the ground, you could make a fist with both of your hands and then rest your forehead on your hands. I can't go down there just now, so I'm not able to. So I'm going to stay where I'm at and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more deep inhale here. And slowly rising up. We're going to close the knees. And then one more time, we're going to do just this gentle little windshield wiper side to side. Get the hips to release as well as your back. All right. We're going to do this little half butterfly variation then. So what I want you to do here, the one leg, say your feet were like that. Keep one leg in, and now the other leg is just going to reach out to the side. So the bottom of the foot is towards the inside of this thigh. And I want you to think of just stretching, lengthening. You want to feel like there's equal weight going down into each half of your pelvis. You're going to flex this foot, and then you want to feel like you're pressing through the bottom of the hamstring. You're lifting the front of the quad away from the knee. The energy is going down through the bottom of your foot. And then what I want you to do here, do I have, here's a yoga blanket. I'm going to use a yoga blanket right now. I'm going to bring the floor up to me. If you have a blanket or a yoga block, feel free to use it. So essentially what I'm doing right now, I want to give some support. I'm feeling really tight along the sides of my waist, so I'm going to bring the floor up so as I stretch sideways, it doesn't feel so intense. So I'm going to stretch tall. I'm going to bring my forearm onto the yoga blanket. You could do this on the inside or the outside. I might even try it on the inside. Let's see. On the inside of this leg. And then I'm going to stretch up. And then I'm just going to try to really open up this side over here while I keep this shoulder down and back. And just stay here and breathe. Giving my body a chance to open up first. Breathing in and breathing out. Get this whole side to open. I haven't found my yoga strap yet. When I do, we might do a workout using a belt or a strap. Inhale and exhale. Then you can feel how it starts to open. I'm opening up now. Now I'm able to go over. The body just wants to feel safe and supported. So I might move this now. Inhale, there we go. I can do it now. And just stay here and breathe. Get your side to really open. Opening the side line helps create length and space in your spine. Feel those ribs stretch apart. Get into those intercostals. Muscles between your ribs. Go a little deeper. I'm going to reach, grab my foot. Go to where you can. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel that whole side open. I'm going to take another deep inhale. And then slowly you're going to rise up. Woo! All right. I'm going to bring this blanket to the other side. We're going to switch now. This leg is coming in. And now I'm going to take this leg out. So the bottom of this foot is coming into the inner thigh, into the groin. This foot, bottom of thigh, presses into your mat. Top of thigh is lifting off the knee. The energy is going down into the bottom of the foot through the arch. And then maybe you can bring, I'm going to try the pillow behind first. The yoga blanket. So you want to make sure that you're not leaning, like you're not skewed over to half the pelvis. So feel like you have equal weight. I know. Reach up so you feel like you're equally balanced on each sits bone. Once you feel that, lengthen your entire spine up as your sits bones sink down. Then you're going to take this palm to the sky, and as this sits bone underneath you on this side stays down, you're stretching up, and then you're just starting to get those ribs to open up on this side. You're relaxing this shoulder down away from your ear. And let's take a few breaths here. We're just giving ourselves time and using patience to get a little deeper. Oh, I just had a huge adjustment in my pelvis and my back. Ooh, just had another. Things are settling and adjusting, cracking and popping. Wow. Pop. I can keep, every time I pull my ribs apart, I get another adjustment. Sits bones on the mat. I'm gonna move this blanket to the other side now. Starting to loosen up more. Stay here and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Really open up your side. Breathing in, breathing out. I think I can move this now. Inhale. Exhale, keep that sits bone on your mat. Up, up, up. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Open that side. Feel those ribs pull apart. Really feel that space open between rib cage, hip bone. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And gently we're gonna lift all the way back up. Woof. All right, now we're gonna go into our straddle just by taking this leg and then pushing it off to the side. So I'm gonna shoot one leg out. Then I'm gonna bring my blanket so I can lean. I'm gonna shoot the other leg out. Feeling like I can push through the bottom of each foot. Maybe shake out my knees a little bit, shake out those legs. Okay. Keep your sits bones on the mat, roll across the back of the hamstring, stretch each side of your back, low back. We're just gonna sway side to side a couple times just to hit some different muscle groups here along the sides of our low back. Rolling out those 3 different hamstring areas. Medial to lateral, the biceps femoris in the center. Breathing in, breathing out. Keeping the spine long. 2 more. Just really stretch low back. Feel how the back of the upper thighs are going deeper down into your mat. 1 more. All right, gently return to the center. You want to feel like front of thighs lifting off knees, the back of the thighs spreading out against the mat, lifting up, and then we're going to slowly come down to our yoga block, your forearms, your blanket, whatever you prefer. Do what feels good to you. Flex your toes to the sky. And then hip hinge over the legs. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing in and then breathing out. A brand new neighbor I never met knocked on my door tonight. She was very sweet. She was coming home from her son's for Thanksgiving. She had a food plate for me and a dessert. And as we were talking, I realized the food plate had ham and turkey and mashed potatoes. And I let her know right away that the thought was sweet and it was the thought that counts and the gesture of bringing it over. But I let her know I'm vegetarian and that I don't eat meat or turkey. And I told her I didn't want to waste food. So if she could take the plate home with her, but she could leave the dessert plate with me. Because it was homemade banana pudding. And I told her that I can have dairy, I could have pudding, bananas. That I'm okay with that, I just don't eat meat. And so I thanked her. I thought that was very sweet. My neighbor told her about me that I moved in, so I thought that was very nice and kind. I went to the beach today and I ran in the sand barefoot. I did it yesterday too. It felt really good. I'm still decompressing because I work like 20 months straight, 7 days a week. I did have a few holidays off here or there, and I had a little vacation in the summer, but I basically work 7 days a week, 20 months straight. So I'm still coming out of that, and then driving across country. It put a lot of strain on me physically, but I did it. So I'm still coming out of all this stuff, trying to unwind my body from being in go mode constantly. Basically like losing my voice for like years on end. But things will calm down now and I'll build here and it won't be so hectic and crazy as where I was. So all good. Some of my big heavy reformers broke in my storage. Some of my things broke, but I'll deal with it as I figure things out. Figure out if they can be fixed or not. Otherwise, I would have set up my studio already. I'm still figuring out what to do with it. Come forward a little more. Hip hinge. Send the energy through the bottoms of your feet. Really stretch your spine long. Really lengthen, breathe. If you want, you could cross your forearms. In our straddle position, deep hip opener. It's also going to get into your low back to stretch it out. Take another deep inhale. And one more time, deep inhale. And softly, gently release. Slowly, we're going to lengthen head away from tailbone, make our way back up. Shake out your knees. Shake out your legs. I'm just gonna bring my legs all the way together like that. All right. And then what I want you to do, I want you to do a spinal stretch. So we're gonna come onto our mat next. And since I have a full stomach, I'm not gonna do core work because I don't think it'll feel too good. So we're gonna do a spinal twist to release our spine. So we're just gonna come down to the mat. And then what I want you to do here, you wanna have a straight line. Notice how I make a line from the knee to the hip. And then you're gonna let your knees sway to the side. You're gonna cactus the arms, collarbones wide. And then you're just gonna gently let your feet, your knees come to one side. And your anchor point is gonna be this opposite shoulder. I might change my angle. All right, so the anchor point is this far shoulder. We let our knees come over. And then if you wanted a deeper stretch in your neck, you could look the other way. My neck feels too tight today for that one, so I'm gonna stay centered. Chest is open. And you're just breathing. Collarbones are wide. Inhale. And exhale. Really, you wanna feel how the chest opens. Opening up this whole side of our ribs. Spinal twist. Avoid, if you have osteoporosis, twisting this far, or if you have herniations in your back or stenosis in your back spine and your low back. If you have anything like that, you could still benefit by maintaining your tailbone, your sacrum centered on your mat. Focus on the sides of your ribs and hips separating, and you would only go like that far because the tailbone needs to stay down so you don't twist your pelvis and compress things. So that's if you have any of those things I mentioned. Otherwise, go into your reclined twist. Feel those ribs open apart. Twisting is actually good for digestion. We can create some space in our spine. We just have to be careful of what's already existing in our spine so we don't further hurt ourselves. Just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. My stomach is gurgling. And try and just soften into the stretch. Feel some space between rib and hip, side opens. Breathe into the space right into the middle back between those two shoulder blades and the thoracic spine. Breathing in, breathing out. One more deep inhale. And softly release. Slowly come into the center of your mat. And then have your shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, everything in the same path of alignment. And then we're just going to do 5 bridges where we engage our glutes, we stretch our tailbone away, avoid putting any weight in the neck, lower the pelvis straight to the mat, push into all 4 corners of your feet, engage your glutes, tailbone long, press your hips to the sky, feel this part lengthen, and then gently lower pelvis down. 3 more. Lifting up, feel collarbones open wide across chest, tailbone long. 2 more times. Create some space in your back. Tighten the core in. Lower to mat. 1 more time. Tailbone long. Core tightens in. Press hips, lengthen to the sky. Gently lower hips to mat. All right. Okay, we're going to do the other side next. So you're going to have knees and ankles, also modified. Modified, your tailbone's on the middle of the mat, you're centered. And you would just go over a little bit, keep the tailbone down, and just stay here and breathe. And as you breathe, you're going to open some space between those intercostals. You're going to get a little space and open that soft tissue between rib and hip, and just stay there and breathe. So that's if you need it, modified. If you cannot, twist spine. So then, spinal twist, your pelvis is you're lifting your hip off the mat a little. Your tailbone and sacrum aren't all the way down, like mine's right there. So that's if you can go a little deeper and stay here and breathe. The shoulder blades down the back. That shoulder's the anchor point. If you wanted a deeper stretch, you can turn the head, look opposite way. Or stay centered. If the neck feels like it doesn't want to stretch too far, then go back into neutral. Just really let your ribs expand. Breathing in and breathing out. Let those ribs expand, breathing in and breathing out. Feel how chest is open. Soften your breath. Allow your breastbone to melt, falling into the chest. Let go of any tension. It's like you're wringing out a wet towel through the sides of your waistline. Just take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, softly come back center. Maybe just pull knees into chest for a second. Just release. Feel how low back just drops down into the mat. Maybe rock side to side for a moment if it doesn't bother your spine. All right. Now from here, I'm going to have you gently nod your chin, tighten in your core. We're going to slowly rock up to a seated position. Now this next one, I'm just going to have you breathe in, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, press your shoulder blades away from you. Inhale, extend, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, just press those shoulder blades away from you. Let's do one more. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, it's like you're pressing your shoulder blades apart. All right. Gently crisscross your knees. And then we're going to we're just going to come through like that. I couldn't do that before because of my one knee, so that's cool. I can do that again. And then I want to do something. I'm actually going to put this blanket under my knees for a sec for this next one. I want to do a Ustrasana, a camel. And then I'm actually going to probably do one Ardha Ustrasana half. So what I want you to do, your tailbone is lengthened. You could have your toes curled under for more support. You could even go this way for more support. I'm doing it that way. Your tailbone's going to drop. You're pressing your hips forward. Your hands are behind hips for support. That's one way you could do it modified. Another way is to reach back for your heel, your ankle, and then to elevate this other arm and just open. It's a back bend. And just breathe in and breathe out. Just open your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. One more deep inhale. Softly, hand comes behind low back, and then come all the way up. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So what I want you to do, you're either going to be here, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to rise up, tailbone long, tighten into here, hand behind low back. So you're either going to modify hip hinge, making it harder. You could take your hand to the back heel or ankle and then reach arm to sky. So going into our back bend, breathing in, and then breathing out, opening the front of our spine. Inhale, tailbone long, so you avoid compressing your low back. Tailbone lengthens, open your heart, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, open heart. One more time. You're going to inhale, exhale, and slowly maybe bring hand to back hip and pelvis, lift up. There we go. And then once you're all the way up, we're going to just counter it with a little vilasana, rest pose. So for rest pose, you're either going to be on the tops of your feet like that, or you'll have your toes curled under. You're hinging here, and then lengthen your breastbone through the arms, stretch your entire spine forward, and then it's like you're reaching your sits bones, pulling to the mat behind you, so this whole low back lumbodorsal fascia starts to open and pull apart. And just stretch your arms in front, forehead to your mat, and breathe. Imagine those two sits bones pulling straight back behind you into the mat. It's like your sits bones are pulling to the back of those upper thighs. Stretch apart. Just gently feel how that low back pulls apart. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel the entire spine lengthen apart. That upper mid back stretches across. Upper mid back between the shoulder blades. Even feel the stretch under the armpits. Let's take one more deep inhale. And softly release, exhale. Gently walk your hands under the shoulders. Just give yourself a moment. Inhale, exhale. Slowly you're going to push into the hands, lifting your body up. All right, we're just going to take a moment in silence for our shavasana. And what I want you to do is just come all the way back down to your mat for your shavasana. We're just gonna have a quick moment of silence in our gratitude. This is our gratitude workout day. We're just gonna relax our arms, relax our head, our neck, our shoulders. Relax the arms into the mat. Let your legs just fall where they will. And just let that back sink into your mat. And just take a moment. Let your body absorb what we worked on today. And just feel the work. The joints released. And just stay here for a moment. I opened a can of bubbly soda, not soda, sparkling water in a can, orange flavor. And I just heard the bubbles moving. Just take a moment in peace and gratitude, being grateful. We always have something to be grateful for, always. Just feel relaxed. Like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. You feel lighter. A more positive outlook. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And gently, softly release. Start to wiggle your toes. Start to wiggle your fingers, your feet, your hands. Kind of move a little bit. All right, just be aware. And you're just gonna inhale, stretch arms overhead. Feel length in spine. Slowly fold those knees in, and we're just gonna turn onto our side. And we're just gonna take a moment before we come all the way up so we don't see stars. We've been lying down for a little bit. Just take your time. Slowly press into your mat. Gently come up to a seated position. All right. So I thank you today for joining me. If you like my content, please share or hit subscribe. That way you'll be notified when I do a video. Appreciate you all. I'm grateful for all my supporters and for everyone who finds or comes across my channel. Thank you so much for watching. All right. So be blessed, and I'm grateful for all of you. Take care, everybody. Peace. The light within me honors and acknowledges the light within you. So always look for the light. All right, bye everybody. Take care. See you soon.